If your body feels stiff, tight, or just mildly offended by everything lately, this is for you. Not intense, not sweaty, not new year, new you, just smart, simple reconnection. Let's get started. Hello, my name is Dominique Gauthier, and welcome to my channel. If your body feels heavier after winter, stiffer, maybe a little disconnected, maybe you're experiencing some leaking, I want you to know something right away. It's not just aging, and it's not because you're broken. It's usually because we've been hibernating in very modern ways, sitting more, bracing more, holding our breath while answering emails, clenching while driving. So today, we're not fixing anything per se, we're reconnecting. Now, if you enjoy this kind of calm, practical movement, make sure to go ahead and like and subscribe to my channel. Now, let's start off in a seated position. All right, let's begin by sitting towards the edge of your chair. Then go ahead and lift and move your bum muscles out of the way so you're sitting right on top of your sits bones. Yes, actually move them. No one's watching. Now just pause. Most of us haven't sat like this in months or even years. We've been perched, collapsed, half slouched with one hip tucked under us or sitting right on our tailbone. Let your lower back gently reintroduce its natural curve. We're not in a military posture. Your chest isn't out, your ribs aren't flared. Just organized, everything stacked one on top of the other. Notice if your breath already feels different. Sometimes alignment alone changes more than stretching harder ever could. Now we're going to layer on some breathing. So you're going to go ahead and start with hamburger hands. And you're going to take the shape like you're holding a juicy hamburger and place the hands on the ribs. Now take a breath in. Not the suck it in for a photo breath. Let the ribs expand side to side. Let your back widen as you breathe in. Yes, your back is meant to move when you breathe. It's allowed. Now, it might take a little practice to get it moving easily again because we're not used to breathing this way. And exhale gently. Again, inhale into the sides and back of the rib cage. And exhale without collapsing. If you've been lightly holding your stomach in since 2007, you can let that go for just 10 minutes. Your body actually functions better when you're not gripping those abs all day long. This is where core work starts. Not with more crunches, not with more planks, not by sucking your abdominals in, day out, but with breath. Let's release the arms down and we're going to move into a pose called seated cat-cow. So from here, we're going to inhale and lift your chest slightly. And then exhale and round gently, tucking in your chin. Come back and forth between those. Nothing dramatic. And we're not wringing out a towel. Reminding your spine that it has options. Moving into a side bend, let's inhale, reaching the right hand up towards the sky, and then exhale, reaching across to the left. Press through your right sits bone. Feel length, not strain. And then make your way to the other side. Making our way into twists. We're going to bring our hands up to the chest to just get them out of the way, and then turn towards the right, and then turn towards the left. Movement doesn't have to be aggressive to be effective. Sometimes your nervous system just needs permission to soften. And when it softens, your muscles are going to follow suit. One more time. All right, from here, let's get into some balance work. Come to a standing position, placing a chair beside you, or you can stand beside a wall. One hand is going to be resting gently onto the chair or wall for support. Keep in mind, we're not auditioning for Cirque du Soleil. We're just taking it nice and easy. Shift your weight into one foot and then lift the other foot away from the floor. Pause. If you wobble, it doesn't mean you're weak. It just means you probably haven't practiced this in a while. Balance is a skill, not a personality trait. Soft breath, and then switch sides. Stability and softness can exist at the same time. You don't have to brace your way into strength. If this feels good so far, even just 5% better, imagine building on it. Imagine what 12 weeks of this kind of consistency could feel like. Not dramatic, just steadily more confident. Just a heads up that registration for the next 12 weeks of personalized yoga for core and pelvic health is opening really soon. So make sure you stay tuned. Now let's get back to the workout. Let's release the foot down and come back to a seated position. I'm going to give you a little strategy for coughing because it is that time of year. So making sure you're sitting up nice and tall and then slightly lean forward. Now go ahead and exhale gently before you pretend to cough. Notice the difference? That tiny exhale changes pressure. Breath holding increases downward pressure right down onto your pelvic floor, which can lead to things like leaking. Exhaling helps you manage it. You don't have to clench harder. I know that's what most advice says, but squeezing harder isn't the hero of this story. Coordination is. That one strategy alone changes things for so many of the women that I work with. And no leaking when you cough isn't an aging thing or a thing that happens only after you've had babies. Now let's go ahead and make our way back up to standing. And we're going to come back to that balance bit, but we're going to add another technique here. So as you shift your weight, and right before you lift your foot, we're going to exhale first. Then move as you finish off that exhale. Inhale down, exhale first, then move. If you forget everything else from today, remember that. Core engagement doesn't mean brace and pray, it means coordinate. Small shift, big payoff, and it works for any type of movement, from strength training to yoga, and as you can see, yes, even when it comes to your balance. Now, I have to tell you, there was a time where I didn't feel comfortable in gym spaces. I am one of those people who didn't feel comfortable in a gym setting, even though I own a gym today. I felt really out of place, like everyone else knew something that I didn't know. So if movement spaces have ever made you feel like you don't belong, I understand where you're coming from. And that's why I teach this way: clear, layered, human. You deserve to understand what your body is doing, not just copy a bunch of shapes and hope for the best. All right, let's take one more slow breath in. Let it expand. Let it soften. Notice if something feels even slightly different. Maybe your spine feels taller. Maybe your breath feels wider. Maybe your body feels a little less defensive. Not dramatic, just different. That's reconnection. And reconnection is where everything else begins. This is where you can move your body without worrying about peeing yourself, while managing your lower back or your hip pain, and without aggravating your symptoms of pelvic organ prolapse. If you are nearby and want to join us in the studio or tune in from your living room anywhere in the whole entire world, you're welcome here. I'd love to invite you to book a drop in and come try your first class in studio or online for just $10 Canadian. Come experience it with real people, real bodies, no pretzels required. And if you're not ready yet, that's okay too. Just keep breathing. Thank you so much for joining me today. And I look forward to connecting with you again very soon. Bye for now.